STEM Stars. Welcome to class, and today we will continue with our chapter.
The name of the chapter is Electoral Politics, and today we will cover following topics: what makes election democratic, merits and demerits of political competition, and election constituencies. Now we talk about what make an election democratic. Elections are held in all democratic countries and also in most of non-democratic countries in many ways. But there is a simple list of minimum conditions which make an election democratic. Like first, everyone should have the right to choose representative. It means everyone has one vote and every vote has equal value. Second, political parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and offer some real choices to the voters. Then, the choices should be offered at regular intervals. For that, elections must be held regularly after a certain period. Then we can say that the candidate preferred by the people only should get elected. Elections are conducted in a free and fair manner where people choose those representatives whom they really wish. There should be something to choose from. Parties and candidates should be free to contest election and should offer some real choice to the voters. Now we can say it is a good to have a political competition. It can be divided into two parts, merits and demerits. Elections are all about competition. Without competition, election would become meaningless. Political competition takes place when different political parties compete to gain the confidence and ultimately the vote of the voters. They make promises and give incentives to motivate the voter. First of all, we discuss the demerits. It creates a sense of disunity and groupism and party politics in every locality. Different political parties and candidates often use dirty tricks like booth capturing to win elections. Now here I want to clear the meaning of booth capturing. It means that supporters or hired musclemans of party or a candidate gain physical control of a polling booth and cast false votes by threatening everyone or by preventing genuine voters from reaching the polling booth. Next demerit is the pressure to win electoral fights does not allow to form useful long-term policies. The competition leads to the idea of being dragged into unhealthy competition. That's why good people do not enter and participate in the political competition. Now we talk about the merits of elections. What are the merits of elections? Regular electoral competition provide incentive to political parties and leaders. If they can satisfy the voters with their work, they will be able to win again. Same, we can take the example of BJP government. They gain the promise or they gain the faith of the people and they again come in the government. They can able to form the government again. Second, if a political party is motivated only by desire to be in power, even then it will be forced to serve the people. It helps to elected representative to go out and serve the country and the countrymen. It relieves the real motive of political parties. It gives choices to voters to choose among the best. The country which has adopted the election procedure is also counted in democratic countries. Now next we talk about what is the system of election in India. In India, Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections are held regularly after every 5 years. After 5 years, the term of all the elected representatives come to an end. Elections are held in all constituencies at the same time. either on the same day or within a few days. This is known as general election. Sometime election is held only for one constituency to fill the vacancy caused by death or resignation of a member. This is known as by-elections. Electoral constituencies. In India, an area-based system of representation is followed, where the country is divided into different areas for purpose of election. These are called electoral constituencies. Every voter who lived in an area elect one representative. For Lok Sabha election, India is divided into 543 constituencies. The representative elected from each constituency is called Member of Parliament or an MP. One of the features of a democratic election is that every voter has equal value. For Vidhan Sabha election, each state is divided into a specific number of assembly constituencies, and the elected representative of each assembly constituencies is called the Member of Legislative Assembly or MLAs. Each parliamentary constituency has within it several assembly constituencies. The same principle applies for panchayat and municipal election. Each village or town is divided into different wards that are like constituencies, and each ward elect one member of village or the urban local body. Sometimes these constituencies are counted as seats, and each constituencies represent one seat in the assembly. For example, when we say that Lok Dal won 60 seats in Haryana, it means that candidates of Lok Dal won in 60 assembly constituencies in the state, and thus Lok Dal had 60 MLAs in the state assembly.
That's all with today's session. If there is any kind of doubt, feel free to ask. Take care.